Welcome to episode 6 of the Mafia King's Heart. Amy spent the entire weekend trying not to think about Nicholas King. It was a complete failure. Every time she opened her laptop, she remembered the site visit. Every time she looked at her notebook, she remembered him catching her. Every time she closed her eyes, she remembered those gray eyes. The frustrating part was that she barely knew him. One meeting, one site visit, a handful of conversations. That was all. And yet somehow, Nicholas King had become a permanent resident in her thoughts. By Sunday evening, Amy had reached a conclusion. She needed a distraction. Work. Work was always a distraction. Monday morning arrived quickly. Amy walked into the office carrying a coffee and a determination to focus only on her job. Unfortunately, the universe seemed to have other plans. The moment she reached her desk, Sarah appeared.
Were you dreaming about him?
Amy nearly spilled her coffee.
What?
Sarah sat down.
You heard me.
No.
Liar.
Amy.
Can we please not do this today?
Sarah.
That means yes.
Before Amy could respond, Alex's voice echoed across the office. Miss White? Amy immediately stood.
Yes, sir?
My office. The cheerful mood vanished. Alex had been acting strangely ever since the site visit. More impatient, more critical, more interested in what Amy was doing. It made her uncomfortable. She followed him into the office. The door closed. Alex sat behind his desk, his expression unreadable. How was the visit? Amy blinked.
It was productive.
That's all?
Yes.
His eyes narrowed slightly. Mr. King seemed impressed. Amy shifted uncomfortably. He had some questions about the project. Alex leaned back. Interesting. Something about his tone felt wrong. Amy couldn't explain why. The conversation continued for another few minutes before she finally escaped. When she returned to her desk, Sarah immediately looked up.
What did he want?
Amy sat down.
I honestly don't know.
And that was the truth. 3 days later, Amy stayed late at the office. The building was nearly empty. Most employees had gone home. Only a few lights remained on. She didn't mind. The quiet helped her focus. A new branding proposal covered her computer screen. She adjusted colors, reviewed layouts, made notes. Hours passed. At some point, she realized she was completely alone. The silence was peaceful. Until her phone rang. Amy frowned. Unknown number. Normally, she ignored unknown numbers. For some reason, she answered.
Hello?
A familiar, deep voice responded.
Good evening, Miss White.
Everything inside her immediately froze. Nicholas. For a moment, she forgot how words worked.
Nicholas.
The realization hit instantly. Her eyes widened.
Oh.
Very smooth, Amy. Extremely professional. A brief silence followed. Then she heard something unexpected. A low chuckle. Nicholas King was laughing. Actually laughing. The sound sent a strange warmth through her chest.
I assume this means you recognize my voice.
Amy covered her face.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately?
She laughed softly.
That's not what I meant.
I'm relieved.
The teasing in his voice surprised her. This Nicholas was different from the one everyone saw. Less intimidating, more human, more dangerous. Because she liked this version far too much. Nicholas leaned back in his office chair. The city lights glowed beyond the windows. For the first time all day, he felt relaxed. Simply hearing Amy's voice had that effect. A realization he was trying very hard not to examine.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
Amy glanced around the empty office.
Number.
Still working?
Yes.
It's nearly 9.
She smiled.
I noticed.
You should go home.
Amy laughed.
You called me from your office.
Nicholas looked around his own office. Fair point.
I dislike when people use my arguments against me.
You walked into that one.
The silence that followed felt comfortable, easy. Neither of them seemed eager to end the conversation. Amy eventually remembered something important.
Why do you have my number?
The question slipped out before she could stop it. Nicholas paused. A dangerous question. One he couldn't answer honestly. Because the truthful answer was, he had specifically requested it. Twice.
Project records.
Technically not a lie, just not the entire truth. Amy accepted the explanation. Mostly. Though she suspected there was more to the story. Their conversation shifted back to work, at least initially. Design concepts, hotel plans, project deadlines. Then somehow they started discussing books, then favorite coffee shops, then New York, then life. The transition happened naturally, effortlessly, as though they had known each other far longer than a few weeks. Amy couldn't remember the last time talking to someone felt this easy. Nicholas felt the same, though neither admitted it. An hour passed before Amy noticed. She checked the time, then stared.
Oh my God.
What?
We've been talking for an hour.
Nicholas glanced at his watch. 48 minutes, but close enough.
Is that a problem?
Amy smiled.
It might be.
Why?
Because now I have less time to finish my work.
Nicholas considered that, then said something unexpected.
Go home.
Amy laughed.
You're very bossy.
I've been told that.
Frequently?
Daily.
That made her laugh again. The sound did something strange to Nicholas. Something warm. Something unfamiliar. And something he wasn't ready to name. Eventually, the conversation had to end. Neither wanted it to, though neither admitted that either. Amy gathered her things.
Thank you for calling.
A brief silence followed. Then Nicholas spoke.
Thank you for answering.
Her heart did that annoying thing again. The thing it always did around him. She smiled despite herself.
Good night, Mr. King.
Another pause. Then his voice softened.
Good night, Amy.
Not Miss White. Amy. The simple use of her name sent butterflies through her stomach. The call ended, yet she remained standing there for several seconds, staring at her phone, smiling. Across the city, Nicholas sat alone in his office. The phone rested on his desk. A rare smile touched his lips. One conversation. One simple conversation. And somehow his entire evening felt different. Better. For years he had convinced himself he didn't need anyone. Didn't want anyone. Didn't have room in his life for anything beyond work and responsibility. Now he wasn't so sure. Because Amy White was slowly becoming important. And Nicholas King had never been good at handling things that mattered. Especially when they had the power to break his heart. Neither of them knew it yet. But tonight had changed something. The line between professional and personal had begun to blur. And there was no going back.